everyone, or whoever the two people are that are watching at the moment. Happy Friday, happy race day again. Yeah, hope you've all had a good week. Quite looking forward to this one. Sprint races are always quite exciting, especially from like my point of view. I think we're only waiting. Ben Dan just joined, so we're just waiting on Fox. I'm gonna tag now, name and shame. Yeah, how's everybody feeling about this? Evening Zodek. I know you're not looking forward to it, from what you said so far. We just need one more guy. So Fox is going to join shortly. What time are we on? I think we'll have a look at the standings now, and then I won't miss anything in qualifying. Evening Marshall. Right, let's flick over to these then. So we have another new leader after Zodak led the championship for so long, and then somehow the leaders changed twice in 2 weeks, I think now. So Verstappen is our new championship leader. He's putting some really strong performances. Could say he was gifted a win last week through Hepburn and Scarito messing up a bit on the final restart, but you know, you've got to get to the end if you're going to get the win. So Verstappen leading the way, only 1.5 points ahead of Marshall, who has been up there all year, to be fair. Was leading, obviously, going into last race, now sitting in second, but still very much in it. Yet to find a win though, or a second place, amazingly, but does have five third places to his name, more than anyone. So Scarito sat down in third, only 13 points back off the lead, so still very much in it, as is Dan Roush in fourth on 127. Zodak, after leading for so long, is now sat in fifth on 125.5, but again, by no means out of it. Less than a race win separates the top five. Haida sat in P6 after missing last week's race on 115 points. Curley's still there in P7 on 106. Again, still only 40 points behind. I mean, after 14 races, that's close. That's very close. Then we drop down a bit to Marty in P8, currently sat on 60 points. Although we do have a bit of a battle forming around this area. We've got Hepburn and Just Run and Hepburn, 9th and 10th. Both sat on 59, so 1 point separating 8th, 9th and 10th. Fate Jesus in 11th on 38, HKM in 12th on 35, Viper in 13th on 26, Kane in 14th on 12, Spinotto in 15th on 6, Camus, the bottom of the point scorers, sat in 16th on 1 point at the minute. Brooksy and Fox are yet to score. We will flick quickly to the team standings. So Red Bull very much stretching the legs out front now. So 104.5 point lead. I mean, again, it's not insurmountable, but it's looking very nice from at this point. McLaren has separated by a single point after 14 races for P2, which is mental. Alfa Romeo a little bit further back on 144 in fourth. Alpine close on their heels with 133 in fifth. Ferrari pretty much matching in 131.5. Williams in 7th on 107. Mercedes in 8th on 45. AlphaTauri in 9th on 40. And Aston Martin in 10th on 12. So we've got no zero scoring constructors, which is nice. Quickly pop back to this so everyone can see my ugly mug again. Where is Fox? I'm going to start giving him abuse in a minute. Obviously, remember it is short quality tonight, being a sprint race, so don't do one run thinking you're just getting through to Q2 or whatever. Use whatever tyres you feel like you're going to need. Obviously, we do have a new driver in Zebedee with us tonight. Yet to see what he can do. Hopefully he'll be a good addition for us. Add some more fight into this strong front running battle. 2 minutes and we will launch. I'm not going to wait beyond like 8 o'clock to see if Fox joins, so we'll just have to join late. There's only one missing in it, yeah, 13, because Brooksy can't make it because he is stuck in traffic, unfortunately. Evening Hepburn, Evening, what's happened? Are we off? Are we off? Are we both doing, and are we all doing all in one go there? I hope the weather's nicer for you lot wherever you are. Hopefully it rains. I thought rain would be an unpopular outcome. One minute to go time. Kind of want to get on with it now because I've run out of things to talk about. I can't really do the standards again because I've already done them. Do I have anything interesting in here? Not really. Okay. Killing time. Talk about why Americans shouldn't design tracks. Mate, I have to be honest, this is one of my favourite tracks. I genuinely enjoy this track. It can be a bit of a bitch to like get on with if you're not feeling it, but I go quite well around here. So yeah, I'm afraid I can't do that. I mean, if you want a message about why they shouldn't design tracks, that's fine. But I enjoy it. I do quite like it. If you were to say Miami, that'd be fair. Because that's terrible. That's an awful track. Right, we're on 8 o'clock, so those that are listening, ready up. I'll send it in chat anyway. So ready up. CPT2. Let's get on with it. Let's get qualifying done, then we can get some racing done. Obviously, plenty of points on the table today. Only 12 of us, unfortunately, but that pretty much does mean if you manage to survive, you almost guaranteed points in the feature. I'll either track while the tyre cooker that is Sector 1. And do you know Sector 1's my best part of this track? I think we're just opposites, mate. I think if there's any part I struggle with, it's Sector 3. Marshall Paul incoming. Well, we'll see. He's been up there all season, putting some really strong performances so far. He just needs to learn to translate his qualifying performance into his race performance, which has been a bit devastating to watch, to be honest. Like knowing how quick he's been, and then to see it all drop away a little bit has been a bit unfortunate on occasion. At least I haven't got T-posing pit crews this week. Oh yeah, I'll change to that rather than just watching me all the time. And I'll put my game sound on. There we go. Yeah, I am on wheel it burn, so that would probably give me a bit of an advantage as far as not putting full lock on everywhere. Have a little drink while we wait to start. Well, this is taking a while. Mine at burn or Marshall's? So no, they said Q1's underway. Qualifying is underway. Short qualifying. Oh, why is my controller gone off? Hello? Hello, controller? Wakey wakey. God damn it, why is my controller stop working? Let's unplug that out of there and try it in this other one instead. Oh, there we go. It's working now. Okay, I've got my microphone back after it died on me for some reason. So Zodak's out already. I'm sure it's some 4D chess that he's playing. Yeah, I don't know if my microphone was working at the time, Ben, when you asked. But I reckon it's somewhere between 2 and 2.5 grand probably, which is like an embarrassing amount of money. But I do spend a lot of time on it. Like I do use it a lot, so that's the way I justified it to myself anyway. I still don't have any game sound though. Why do I not have any game sound? Is there any is the game sound coming through the stream? Or is it just my headphones that aren't working? Game sound works for viewers. Okay, that's fine then. I assume everything's at a good level, like you can hear me over it. It's not, I'm not too loud or anything. I don't have anything coming back for some reason. I can see that it's working on my stream program, but it's just not coming up for some reason. Everything's sweet. Oh, fair enough. That's fine then, as long as it's okay for you guys. Doesn't really matter for me anyway. So let's get some lap data up then. Let's get some telemetry up. Let's get a track map up. Let's do it properly. We've got so Fake Jesus is going to set the first lap time. Coming round to set a 1:35.5. That's the first one in. His brand new teammate Zeb coming round after, running wide on last turn. Puts in a 36.3, so drops into P2 at the moment. Hepburn has just dropped into the pits. So I wonder if he messed that up. Just runs the invalidator, so he's gone in as well. Marshall on an out lap. Let's watch Marshall, shall we? I like putting pressure on Marshall. I feel like he puts good quality laps in when I'm keeping an eye on him. So we'll have a full lap with him. See how he gets on. I'll keep an eye on everyone crossing the line as well. I can see there's an Alpine coming around, which I assume is Scarito. And it is. Scarito goes P1, 134.6. So knocks nearly a second off Fake Jesus this time already. So far so good for Marshall. This is the tricky one. There's a lot of time to be won or lost through this first sector. If you just end up a metre or so offline, it can be massive. Bit of a blind left-hander he's just gone through. And then coming up to the tricky crest. This is, if I spin anywhere on this track, it's on that turn. It's when I get too ambitious, but he's invalidated. End of sector 1. That's very easy to do as well. I was just about to say it's the easy invalidation. Unfortunately, that's going to be the end of that run. Dan Roush is coming in with no wing. He's lost that somewhere on his travels. We've got Viper on an out lap, getting out of the way of the Mercedes, but I think they're both going to be on in laps, are they? Oh no, they've got the fuel on to maybe go again if they wanted. We'll keep an eye on Viper for now. See what he does. He's got a nice flame helmet. I haven't noticed that. I didn't even know you could get that. So Viper starts his lap. Run up the steeper than it looks hill up to turn 1. And this is a track full of blind corners actually. Turn 1's quite blind until you get right up to it. So looks to have done that quite nicely actually. I didn't run too wide. See how he gets through these S's. If he can keep it online. Looks neat but not that quick, but it is neat and it is valid. That's the main thing. So we'll see how he continues. Coming up to where Marshall invalidated before. Does manage to keep it on track. All is good. He has got a Mercedes, a Fake Jesus, sat right up behind him. So he probably should have left a little bit more room in that Mercedes. Viper missing that apex. Oh, and he's invalidated on the exit as well. Fake Jesus is going to get a bit of a toe coming out of that corner, which would be nice for him. So he's currently on another lap. I think Marshall's got it. Yeah, Marshall's going again. Does he keep it on this time? He does. So Marshall manages to keep it between the white lines through sector 1 and the beginning of sector 2 this time. Got Hepburn just starting a lap. We've got Just Run on an out lap. Shown as invalid, but shouldn't affect him anyway. Fake Jesus says he's currently down, but that's not. Oh, round he goes. The triple right-hander claims its first victim of the day. So we'll drop back now to Marshall, who's currently in Sector 3. Showing purple Sector 2. How much truth in there is in that, I don't really know, but we'll find out when he gets to the line. How does he get on with this reverse turkey? A little bit wide, but planted, that's the main thing. Clips the apex nice on that one. Jesus, the brightest curb in the world, blinding me. Marshall through the final turn. He's going to cross line 135.2, so drops into second at the moment. About 6/10 off Scarito, so Scarito looking really rapid. I've got a flick to Hepburn. Hepburn was really quick last week. We'll see if he can get it together without bottling it. Not really much to like, a little bit of a wiggle on way in there. I think he's backed off. Yeah, he's backed off. So I'm pretty sure I saw it try and give way on him on the way into that right-hander, which was weird. It's going to come in again. So I think that's 2 abandoned runs to Hepburn already. Oh. Interesting. Someone went too quick on entry. Just run, coming round to the final corner. This is looking like a decent lap time. It's going to be 34.4, so it goes up into P1. 2 turns clear of Scarito at the minute. Something funny with your L2 button. Struggling with your brakes, mate. Viper's still running around really wide on last turn though. Viper crosses a 138.2. Seems really unresponsive. It's weird. Not really anything else you can change it to either. Seb's still running round at the minute. It's DRS on, going to go for another run. We're stepping on out lap. Dan Roush currently on a lap. See how he gets on through this final sector. Not really much more to do now, just got to keep it neat. Oh, and he's gone round. Why did I say it? So Dan having a moment through that triple right. We've just had a Mercedes going. I think that's Zeb. Yeah, Zeb's round. Does keep out of the way of Verstappen, I think. Who does get through okay. So now I think just runs on an in lap. Yeah, just run on an in lap. Turn up your saturation, hopefully that'll help. Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Be ashamed to see you lose out because it's a technical fault. Viper's still going round. I think he's about out of fuel though. Fake G's done an out lap. I think Verstappen's the one to watch then. So coming down the end of the huge back straight. Into left under. I think I picked G29 for $199 Amazon sale. See, it was on Twitter. I mean, why have you said that? That makes me feel like I've spent too much money on mine. It's a good deal that though, to be fair. So Verstappen, just a few more corners. Managed to get through the tricky triple right, all in one go. Okay, neat. I don't think it's going to be the quickest time so far, but it is going to be valid and it's going to be solid. That's the main thing. So I've stepped in 136.2, drops into P5. Some time to find, but it's not a bad starting place. It's a good banker lap. Who have we got coming around? It's Kaylee. What's Kaylee got? He's going to go in with a 136.4, so drops into P7. Camus. Just starting a lap. The two Williams very closely matched yet again. So 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th all covered by less than 3/10 at the moment. We've got Scarito just starting another lap. Curious to keep an eye on how Scarito does, considering his pace on his first lap. Cuts that first turn really nice actually, uses every bit of track available. Coming up on the back of Dan Roush, who gets out of the way nicely. Always nice to ride on both through this sector just to see just how much a track gets used. Bit too much. Oh, it burns out. Hepburn's binned it. I think that's into the pit wall. Oh, coming into the pit exit, should I say. Oh, Fake Jesus hit him! Fake Jesus spun into his car. Verstappen coming round into the pits. Your L2 is fucked. Oh, mate. That's unfortunate. You got another controller, maybe? The hype man's gone missing. Oh, Kaylee's hype man, you mean? Mate, I'm telling you, I offended him. I must have really offended him during that F2 stream. Kaylee coming into the box. Camo coming up to the final corner. He's abandoned that one. It's going to go on again, I think. Yep. Dan's gone round. He's got Screeter coming round, who's had to dodge but was on an abandoned lap anyway after the spin. Everyone should get one more chance at a lap if they've got the tyres to do so. Camo looking really neat through there actually. Using all the track. 4/10 up at the minute. So a big amount of time found in Q1. I'm going to, it's like I have the dead zone up at 100%. Ah, that's shit. I wonder if the springs died in it or something. So Camo, we'll see how he's looking at the end of sector 2. But so far so good. Gets to the end of the straight, keeps it nicely on track. What sort of time we're looking at? So 9/10 up at the end of sector 2. So Camo on for a really competitive time here. Could be looking at his best qualifying so far, without cursing him hopefully. Just sector 3 to negotiate now. Going to take it apart here and maybe just a bit of dirt or something. Yeah, possibly. You think you'll get it sorted for like the sprint, or? Yeah, I'm going to say 4 minutes, yeah. Camo comes across 35.5, so Camo moves straight up to P5. Really good effort. Pretty sure that's the highest he's been so far in qualifying. So Dan now coming up towards the final corner. Dan crossing the line, puts in a 37.7, drops into P9. We've got Zeb coming across to start a lap, actually, I should say. So Zeb starting a lap. We've got Viper on an invalidated lap, Kaylee on an out lap, Fake G's on an out lap. Camo's just finished one. Marshall's on an out lap, Just Runs on an out lap. So everybody really is on out laps at the minute. Doesn't look like we're going to see anything else from obviously Zurek and Hepburn. I don't think Verstappen's going to come out again either. He doesn't have time now. We've got a Mercedes off. That's Zeb. So that may spell how much fuel's he got in. That could spell the end of qualifying. And I still got the fuel, but the tyres aren't going to be peaked to do another lap. But does technically have time to do so. Fake Jesus coming around to start his lap. Oh, just seeing Camo go around as I flick through there. I think that's going to be the end of Camo's qualifying. He's got no energy left. Don't think he's got any fuel either. No, no fuel. So Camo will be 5th at best. Fake Jesus pushing through sector 1. Looking nice and neat so far. Just under half a tenth up. So fine margins at the moment. Compressed air seems to have helped in terms of calibration. Yeah, just have to see how you get on, mate. Kind of stuck at this point. Have a quick look at what Kaylee's looking like at the end of sector 2 actually, because he's just up the road. In terms of gains, Kaylee's just under half a second up, so looking to make places at that rate. If it's too dangerous to those, yeah, that's fair enough. Obviously, it's better than wiping someone out. So Fake Jesus, 3.5 tenths up. So again, decent gains. Could potentially be on to steal third from Marshall if he fails to improve at this rate. So we'll watch Curly as he comes across the line. This is going to be the final laps for everyone now. Time is up. Curly crosses on a 35.6, so 3/4 of a second improvement for Curly. Joins his teammate on row 3 at the moment. Fake Jesus coming around the final corner. Oh, runs really wide though. That's going to cost him time on exit. Fails to improve. Costs too much time on that exit. So Fake Jesus will stay 4th. We've got Just Run. Can he improve? He's showing us a 1/4 of a second up, so Just Run could be going quicker still. If he can just nail this final corner. Keeps it well within, just a little bit of curb use. 34.2. Knocks just over a 10th off. Very good effort from Just Run. What's Marshall doing? Oh, runs really wide. Oh no, he doesn't. It's like... Never mind. Whoa, what is happening? Okay. 34.5. Okay. I have no idea what happened there. But anyway, he gets across the line. Scarito's gone round, I think. Zeb fails to improve. Viper's the only one left, but has backed out, I think. So that says we're going to stand then, I think. So it's another Red Bull front row lockout. Marshall does get to within around 3/10 of his teammate, so the front two are quite close yet again. Scarito's sat in 3rd, very close to Marshall actually. And Fake Jesus sat in 4th. We'll have a full rundown shortly. Just make sure there's no messages before we start, because I don't want to be looking at them while we're on. Can't see anything. Right, get rid of that. Is that it? Oh, wait for Viper. Come on, Alfa Romeo. Anytime you're ready, boys and girls. And whatever else you may identify as. So, Viper is wheeled away. That should bring a close to this session. Anytime. I mean, we're into the 5 seconds anyway. There we go. So, as I said, Just Run does take pole. Marshall joins him on the front row, so Red Bull front row lockout. We've got Scarito sat in 3rd alongside Fake Jesus. I mean, the front 3 are quite a way clear of everyone else. The gap from 3rd to 4th being 9/10 pretty much. So we'll expect to see those front 3 start to run away a little bit, I imagine. Fake Jesus, Camus and Curly all very close in time. With less than 2/10 between 4th, 5th and 6th. 7th place we see Webb Stappen coming in, struggled a bit for quali pace, but usually it gets a stronger run in the race itself. Dan Roush very close behind in 8th. We've got Viper sat in we've got Zeb sat in P9 on a 1:36.3. Then we've got Viper sat in 10th. And then finally we've got Zodak and Hepburn, who both had issues, but very different issues. One of them, well, both of which resulting in a trip to the wall, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I'm sure they've got the pace to come back through. I've just figured out why I had no game sound. It's because my my headset had decided to turn itself off, and that's why I had no sound. But I've just heard it beep, so I should have game sound now at least. Rain could make it interesting though. This could flip everything on its head that we've seen so far. I'm hoping it does. The T-posing mechanics are back. They've been brought out. I'd be curious to see who's actually gone for maybe a more balanced or a wet setup as opposed to a pure dry setup. Or if anyone has. I mean, it could stand you in good stead for the sprint, but then again it may come back to bite you a little bit in the feature. So anyway, we get to the grid. I'm assuming everyone's going to be on inters. It doesn't look that heavy. Yeah, everybody on inters, so we're all good. Oh no, it's not my... Oh, apparently it's not my headset. Well, I don't have any sound. I still have sound, but anyway, whatever. It's irrelevant. So everybody's starting on inters as expected. Get rid of that. We don't really need any of that. I'll be curious to see who gets away the best off the grid. That can make a big difference in wet races. Obviously there's going to be no DRS unless it dries up. So track position is pretty important when it's like this. It's saying we could see stops. I highly doubt it. I can't see the inters burning out after 5 laps. Marshall gone round? I think Marshall must have gone round. This currently start 4th on track, I think. So not the greatest start to his wet running. Everybody else seems to be okay. Let's have a look at it burn actually. Can we get the telemetry on? No, you can't have telemetry at this point, but I'm curious to see if it looks like he's having any technical difficulties still. I haven't seen him plough into the background yet anyway, so that's a good start. Got it stopped. It looks as though it's semi under control at least anyway. Does look very cool on that corner if you get the right camera. It's not going to get... Oh, that one. That camera. That's a very cool camera. Especially when everyone's at full tilt in race mode. Oh, Camo's got disqualified. Oh, have Camo and Curly come together? The 2 Williams boys, that's not going to stand them in good stead, especially if they're on cold tyres. That could be disastrous on this start. We're going to have to be very patient with the throttle input. So everyone makes their way to the grid. Just Run misses his box. That's not going to be helpful. Everybody else looks to do it. Scarito's at a funny angle. Verstappen misses his box. Looks as though the guys further back are okay. Yep, everybody else. Oh no, Zodak missed it as well. So anyway, 4 lights, 5 lights. Wait for it. And away we go. So, Just Run and Marshall. Just Run gets away well. Marshall looks to have bogged down a bit. The 2 Williams, as expected from that reset to grid, have gone backwards. Fake Jesus gets up to P2. Scarito's pushed wide. Marshall gets a wiggle. Collides with Zodak's up into 6th. Zodak's in 4th. That's a ridiculous start from 12th to 4th in one corner in a straight. Hepburn's also up to 6th. So them two have both had mega starts. We've seen Camu lose places. Curly's also lost places. He's down in 11th. Just Run is making a gap already at the front. Fake Jesus trying to go with him, but not quite managing to at this point. Almost a second down. We've got battling going on further back. Camu and Verstappen, I think that is. Zeb's just gone past. I think Zeb's just got 2 under braking. Oh, Camu's off. Camu, I think he's got away without damage, but that's going to make it very hard to come back in the sprint. He really needs a safety car because there's not much time to make time back. We've got Verstappen having a look at Zeb at the end of the straight. Can't get it done on this occasion. Dan Roush following closely behind. I think Zodak's on the back of Scarito already. He is. So Zodak looking very racy already. Lap 1 and only made up 8. Marshall's gone round. Oh, that's disastrous. That's going to drop him right down out of the top. If that's going to drop him to 11th. So Marshall drops down to 11th. Keep an eye on these guys at the front, I think, because I can't see any other moves coming at the moment. Just Run obviously put in the fastest lap, as it is the first lap, so that was always going to happen. He's starting to pull clear, 1.3 clear of Fake Jesus already after 1 lap, so looking pretty comfortable in the weight. Zodak still's pressuring Scarito in for P3, I should say. Hepburn's now up into P5 with Marshall's spin. So Zodek and Hepburn getting mega starts here. Hopefully Hepburn's break holds out for him. Verstappen's still pressuring Zeb. Obviously Zeb on his debut today, looking like he's putting in a decent performance. Cayley absolutely all over the back of Dan Roush. We've got a yellow flag again. Camu's out. So Camu's crashing. That could be a safety car. It's a VSC, I think. Yeah, I think we've got a VSC. Cayley's gone past Dan. Not sure. Was that legal or not? Did that come after the safety car was the VSC was applied? He's not giving it back. He might have got that done just before VSC was deployed. So Cayley may well hang on to that. We'll see now if anyone manages to get a jump on the restart. Obviously Cameron's car's been cleared already, so he's not going to be a factor. Marshall would have been hoping for a full safety car, I would imagine, considering this doesn't really help him much. He's right on the back of Viper. Everybody bunching up a little bit. I'm curious to see how Zodek gets on. There we go, we got green again. So I don't think anyone's made a major advantage. Dan having a little luck, but obviously he's on a tighter line, so we'll get a worse exit. And does indeed lose some time on exit. Verstappen's still following Zeb. This is the trouble. It's unless you've got Verstappen and Zeb, I think must have momentarily switched places. Unless you've got a huge pace advantage in the way, it's so difficult because without that DRS. Oh, Skrito's in. Skrito got damage. No, Skrito's going for softs. Is it drying up? This could be a calling off if it does. It's still raining. Still very much raining. Well, it is on my screen anyway. So let's keep an eye on Skrito then. See what kind of grip he's got. I mean, I'm not sure it's ready for slicks. Let's get some telemetry on actually. Nah, this can't be ready for slicks. It's way too wet. I think his race engineer may have lied to him a bit then. Oh, Zodek's out! Zodek's lost it at the top of the hill. On the way down the hill, exactly where he lost it in qualifying, I'm pretty sure. That is going to be another VSC. So we've lost 2 cars already. I think Skrito would have been hoping for a full safety car there. Because I really don't think they're the right tyres to be on. Just Run still out front. Fake Jesus and Hepburn sort of staying somewhere near. Verstappen's now been 4th. Fuck this track. Yeah, it's not going well for you, is it, mate? To be fair, you're looking quick. That start was ridiculous. It's just keeping it on the road. When's it going to go green? I'm still curious to keep an eye on Skrito. I mean, obviously thinks it's going to dry up. But it depends how quickly, really. It needs to be like now. Or I think there's just going to be too much time lost once we go green again. Fake Jesus sat right up behind Just Run. Guessing he's left some delta in hand. Still yellows, still yellows. God, this is taking forever. We've got another car and we've got Zeb in now, so is Zeb going for softs? I mean, if it's going mediums. I'm not sure they've gone mediums. So I can only assume it is due to dry up at some point, and pitting under VSC will have saved a little bit of time. So Skrito will come out just in front of Zeb. Zeb's going to come out at the back for now. So we'll see what happens with this weather. I mean, it is still raining at the moment. Yeah, you've definitely got pace though, that. I think Marshall just got past Viper. He has indeed. So Marshall gets back up to 7th, back in, well, was in points anyway after Zeb pitted. Spreading out a bit now. Zeb's gone round. He's lost his wing. Marshall's got a penalty for corner cutting and gained 1 place. That's unusual. I wonder if that was an illegal overtake then, if he took a little bit too much curb. Engineer says dries are the quicker tyre. Okay. I'm not convinced. Looking at how wet it is. I mean, I know Skrito's catching Viper slightly, but Skrito did have a lot more pace than Viper in qualifying. So I'd expect him to be closing down massively, which he's not really doing. think it's going to dry up. Well, to be fair, it's going to dry up soon, or anything he would have gained, he's going to have lost anyway. And he's not through the corners. Yeah, if anything, he's dropping back from Viper. So I think the engineer's wrong on that one. Just Run still maintaining his lead out front. 1:47.8 he's just put in. Can't be much quicker. Ah, there we go. I'm going to say can't be much quicker than those following. So Hepburn puts in a 40. Okay, never mind. It's all coming down. So it is drying up, but just not that quickly. Evening, Brooksy. You made it on, mate. Zeb's really struggling. Obviously, he's got no front wing at all. Feel a little bit bad for him. Oops, my bad. Changed my audio. Let's pause it. I think Marshall's looking at the back of Dan Roush, is he? Yeah, close right up to the back of that Haas. Yeah, finally nice 15-hour day again on Friday. Yeah, not ideal, mate. I mean, if you want, you can still jump in for the feature race. This is only a sprint. If you want inviting, it should give you a car for the feature if you want to do it. Marshall, yeah, a little bit wiggly in the exit of that hairpin. I don't think he's going to be able to make a move this time. He's not close enough. Looking a lot quicker through the corners though. Viper's right there as well. Not really much of the battling going on elsewhere. It's all spread out a little bit. Did Scott manage to make qualifying race? I don't know, to be honest, mate. I haven't seen any of Tier 1. I think Fake Jesus has gone round. He has. And he's been in the wall as well. That could be a new wing required. I can't see the front end because of the crappy cameras. No visible damage, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure, Brooks. I haven't seen any Tier 1. Fake Jesus does get going again, albeit in 8th. Hepburn inherits P2. Scarito's gone round now on his softs. So I don't think that's turned out to be the right call at all. Going for the softs, nice idea. But betrayed by his own team a little bit on that one, I think. So Just Run looking very comfortable now. Fake Jesus has gone. Hepburn in a solid P2, although Verstappen is closing him down. 1.4 separating them at the moment. Marshall's still right up behind Dan. Viper's dropped back a touch actually. That was a nice camera. But it should use the helicopter cam more. I don't know why it doesn't. It gives you so much more view of what's going on. Marshall, I think Marshall really needs a good run out of that hairpin. Try and get in the slipstream and use some energy. He's just too far back to get anything done down the straight without it being a lunge. Thought about it. Didn't decide to go for it though. Like I say, it will be it's going to have to be a bit of a lunge tonight. Missed that now. I'm going to enjoy the Dolphins. Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. That's fine. Oh, that was close. I can't say I'd be a fan of doing 12-hour days. Viper's right back in this now after that failed move from Marshall. Verstappen's on the back of Hepburn. Fastest lap again from Verstappen, so looking very handy in the wet. Marshall got past Dan. I think Viper's got past as well, so Dan losing out 2 places at once. Drops from 5th down to 7th in one go. Although he's trying to battle it out with Viper. Gonna have to brake later here, and does so. Can't see anything from this nose cam. Viper comes away with it though. So Viper inherits P6 now. Dan drops to P7. I think the people to watch now are probably Hepburn and Verstappen at this point. Just Run has basically just got to keep consistent until the end to pick up a win. Curious to see where Verstappen's going to think about trying to get this done. The energy levels are pretty similar. Maybe a touch of an advantage to Verstappen. Fake Jesus starting to come back actually. He's now caught up to the back of Dan Roush. Viper's already 2.8 behind Marshall. That shows how much Marshall was being held up. So 2.8 clear of those two already. See if Marshall can start catching up to Cayley, but well, with what, 3 laps to go, it's going to be a big ask. We've got a Mercedes round. I think it's Zeb again. Yeah, it's Zeb. You're going to have to be careful of cars coming round. Does stay out of the way. Cayley's going to be the next one, I think, to come round. Hopefully Zeb will be out of his way. Yeah, he's got going again, so we should be able to stay off his line. As I was saying, Marshall's a big ass to try and catch Cayley, and to be fair, even if he does, he's got that 5-second penalty to come for his overtake earlier. So his objective now is to try and gap Viper by 5 seconds to keep his 5th place, which to be fair is still a decent starting place for a feature. Fake Jesus right on the back of Dan Roush, looking at the inside, doesn't go for it. Maybe looking for a bit of a switchback on exit. Does get a better exit, but I don't think there's anywhere to come past at this point. Just going to have to follow him through the S's. Oh no, I've thought about it. Put pressure on. Did back out in the end though. Verstappen's right with Hepburn. Absolutely glued to the back of that McLaren. Not looking to do it this time round though. So I wonder if Hepburn's just biding it. Verstappen's just biding his time a little bit. Or whether he genuinely is flat out, I'm not sure. Obviously it does get a bit more difficult when you've got another car in front of you. Viper Dan and Fake Jesus all very close together down this back straight now. Dan has a look to the inside but nothing doing. It's still raining, yeah, it's still raining. I really don't know what the game was getting at, trying to put everyone on dry tyres. It's definitely not dry tyre weather. Fake Jesus might have a look here. Dan's covered it off. I knew what we were going to try and do. Smart driving. We've got a yellow flag. I think that's Verstappen that's had a moment. It is indeed. Looks as though he saved a spin. Manages to hang on to 3rd somehow. So lost a few seconds but does retain 3rd. Cayley probably thought he were going to get a free podium out of that then. Marshall is now 5.8 clear of Viper, so this battling behind really helping him out. Fake Jesus again really struggling to get past Dan anyway. Does look more racy and quicker, but just it's so difficult to find a gap, especially on this track, especially this sector 1, like how narrow this is. It's almost impossible to find a way through. You've really got to hope that someone's made a mistake and run offline, a bit like Viper did there, but obviously the car in front, not Viper. But they just get backed up. That's an opportunistic move. That could be a very nice move if he gets it done. Dan's still there. Does give second best. And lets Jesus go through. Viper now 8 seconds off the back of Marshall, so this trio are absolutely plummeting. So I think Marshall's fairly safe in keeping his 5th place now, barring any more mistakes. Nothing else really happening. The battle between Hepburn and Verstappen has obviously been killed off by Verstappen's mistake. Scarito and Zeb. Oh, it's dried up now. So it has dried. Lap 9 out of 10. A little bit too late for these guys. DRS is now enabled. Is anybody going to make a dive in for dries? Probably not. Don't think it's worth it. Maybe a fastest lap point coming for someone though. For Scarito possibly. His lap time started to drop. Is anybody closing in? Not really. Curious to see if anyone gets overheating tyres. That's possible. Scarito would have wanted this maybe a lap or 2 earlier. They might have had half a chance. As it stands, it's kind of over. Zeb's now in an awkward position because he's on slicks. No, Fake Jesus has just got past Viper. Scarito does set a fast lap. So Zeb sat on mediums is now going to be quicker than these around him, I would have thought. But obviously, he's a lap down, so they're not obliged to let him go. He doesn't want to cause issues for those in front. Skrtel is pushing like crazy. Frustratingly, only one place off the points for this as well. And he's closing down at a seriously quick rate. But anyway, Just Run still in the lead, has got out front early and has been pretty comfortable ever since, slowly drawn that gap out to about 5 seconds and then kept it there. Dan Roush gets past, did he get past? Yeah, he gets past Viper. We've got, oh, it's Zeb, isn't it? Oh, Zeb's gone round. Oh, Marshall's hit him. Marshall lost a rear wheel. I have never seen that. His rear wheel's come off. So I'm not entirely sure, but I think Zeb may have come together with Curly there, trying to unlap himself. So Just Run does take the sprint win. Hepburn takes second, Verstappen third. Curly will come home in fourth. Does survive that one. Fake Jesus will come home in fifth. Dan Roush in sixth. Viper in seventh. Skrtel will get a point in eighth after Marshall goes out. So I'll be curious to find out what's happened there as to how that's come about. But Marshall looked as though he saw Zeb had spun, tried to adjust for it, and those inters just wouldn't do it, being how dry it's now got. Hepburn gets driver of the day. Kind of hard to argue about, considering he's come from the back of the grid second, but very good performance by Just Run as well. What was that lap mate doing last lap? I don't know, Curly. I didn't catch it. I'm assuming he was trying to unlap you. I saw yellow flags, and then when I flicked to the Mercedes, I just saw Marshall come into view sideways and hit it. So yeah, Just Run gets P1, Hepburn in P2, Verstappen P3. So that's put in for the sprint. Points will go right down to Skrtel. Does get a single point out of it in P8. Obviously Marshall going out on the last lap, unfortunately. Zeb, Zodek and Camus also DNF in that one. Second chance for everyone coming up in the feature. Jesus, that was sketchy. Is your brake still playing out? Seems to be good for slow corner, but faster braking are struggling a little. So basically heavy brake. The heavier you have to brake, the worse it is. At least you're managing a lot better though. You had good pace in that. Looks as though you were doing quite well. Wait for it. And let's have a little look and see what everyone's times are for this. So, are we going to see anything interesting? We are. Zeb's gone on softs. So, Curly and Dan Roush are the only two starting on hards. We've got Zeb on softs, everybody else, pardon me, everybody else going mediums. So, our safety car is going to play a factor in this as usual. There's every chance. We'll see if Just Run can do a repeat of the sprint. I mean, he does have Hepburn behind him now, who looked very rapid in the sprint. Now he's fixed his brakes. Verstappen sat in P3 as well, another one looking quick. So we have had a little bit of a shake up towards the front. Obviously, then we've still got Skrtel, Marshall, and Zodak at the back to come through. a bit of a drink before we start. So let's see who can't park. Everybody's had one go at it, so there's no excuses now. Big lockup from Verstappen coming to his marks by the looks of things. We're going to get a full grid of success? Surely not. We are! Everybody makes it nicely into the boxes. 4 lights, 5 lights. They'll go out, then we have to wait because this game's terrible. About now we'll launch, I think? No, still early. There we go. So just looks as though Hepburn might have got a better start. He has. Hepburn gets up the inside of Just Run, down on the run to turn 1. I think Hepburn's going to take the lead here. Just Run's got out on those sausage curves. That's going to give Verstappen a run as well, potentially. No, doesn't quite get enough for a run. So Zodak's actually gone backwards. He's now 12th. I think he's had a bit of an issue through turn 1. We've got a wide Mercedes and Zeb on his softs. So Hepburn does take the lead from the start. See what sort of pace he's got now. What we got? Verstappen's looking very racy actually. Right on the back of Just Run. Got a bit of a gap forming between 6th and 7th already. 4 cars all very close to the back of Dan. 5 cars, sorry. Zodak making a move on Camu early down this straight. I think we've got Viper looking at a move on Curly. He's indeed. Curly obviously on the hard, so we'll be struggling for these first few laps. Curly does retain though. Zodak and Camu still side by side. Ooh, bit of contact on the way in, wheel to wheel. Couldn't really see who wasn't leaving who room there. I think Zeb's just gone past Marshall on his softs, he has indeed. Oh, Zeb's round. So Zeb's out. Well, he's not out, but he's got no front wing, so he's a long way down. Scarito in 8th. Looking to get past Dan Roush. Viper's going well in P6 at the moment. Going a bit deep into T1. Just Run, putting a little bit of pressure on Hepburn now, wanting to get back past. Verstappen's still there, still within the DRS window. So these front 3 looking as though they're going to break away a little bit. Fake Jesus struggling to hold pace. 1.7 back from Verstappen now. We've got Scarito right on the back of Dan Roush. Zeb just coming back out of the pits. He's gone on to another set of softs. So going to have to pit at least another 2 times. Scarito is going to go for it, is he? He's half gone for it. Dan's held it around the outside though. Takes the sweeping line. Hangs on to his position. See Zodak in the background getting past Camu. So there goes Scarito. A little move under the inside. Curly's gone round. Curly drops down to 10th, I think it's going to be. Camu's passed as well, so Curly dropping right down to 11th. Hepburn and Just Run still very close together. Verstappen's still there. Fate Jesus has really dropped off now, 2.5 seconds back. Viper another 2 seconds and then another 2 seconds. So spreading out, we've got a battle at the front and a battle at the back at the moment. But we'll see what pace Scarito's got. Obviously did look very quick in qualifying, now got some clear air to work with. No pressure from behind. Dan Roush under big pressure from Marshall. Still right there. DRS should be enabled this time. We've got a yellow flag. Car moves round. So we've had a spin from each Williams. I think Just Run's got past Hepburn. He has indeed. See if Hepburn can live with him now. That's the question. Keep an eye on that gap. Oh, we got from Hepburn on exit though. That's not going to help. Anything else going on? I think that the battle... it's really... Yeah, Hepburn's dropped to 1.2 now, 1.3. So, Verstappen right on the back of him. I'm wondering if his brake's starting to hurt him a bit again. Camel's gone round again. Smashes the Rolex. Clearly a fan of Tag Heuers. Or Breitlands. That's probably more that price range, isn't it? I think Marshall just got past Dan Roush into turn 1. He has indeed. So DRS coming in there. Marshall gets it done. Moves up into P7. Now can try and get his head down and try and chase Scarito. Got a yellow flag again. Zeb's round again. Now pointing the wrong way. Still pointing the wrong way. Goes all the way around. Now gets it going. Scarito's right on the back of Viper. I'm guessing this is going to get done down this back straight for Scarito. We've got Zeb round again. Fried those tyres. Scarito should be close enough to get this done, I would imagine. Front three have some serious pace. They do indeed. They've took off a little bit, the front, these three. Zeb's round again. The softs have got to be cooked. Scarito doesn't get it done though. I thought Scarito would get that done easily down there. But clearly not. Doesn't manage to get past Viper this time. Wonder if he'll be looking for his cheeky little move when he's close enough. As Zeb goes round again. Just keep seeing yellow flags around a Mercedes. Verstappen still remains behind Hepburn, but will he get a look up into turn 1 this time? Roughly 4/10. Nope, not close enough. Scarito could be though. Yep, inside up into turn 1. Should be a simple move if it's his mark. This is how he cuts that a little bit. Actually, I'm guessing there was a warning for that. Marshall having a little sniff as well. I think Camu's had a moment. Yeah, Camu's facing the wrong way. Does recover. Don't think there's any damage. Come on, camera. What is this? Give me a clue. Thank you. Yeah, doesn't look like any damage. Marshall now. The next one's trying to attack Viper. Scarito will be wanting to run away before he does so he doesn't get free DRS. Marshall having a little look to the inside. Viper runs really wide and off, so that's going to cost him massively on the run down this back straight. Verstappen's still behind Hepburn. Hepburn's actually closing back into Just Run a little bit. Marshall now looking for a move. Should be simple. Gets alongside. Viper's gonna get around the outside though. But gets on the sausage curves. The killer sausage curves that just kill your momentum. Really unsettle your car. So Viper ends up dropping back down into 7th. It just nudged the back of Marshall, I think. Getting a bit too close for comfort. Dan Roush coming in as well. Scarito's now managed to pull... He's pulled 3 seconds on Marshall. I think he's gained about 2.5 seconds just through the last 2 sectors of that lap. Shows how much battling costs you. We've got Curly starting to come back into it, is he? Yeah, he's catching back up. Is he catching Zodak? Or has Zodak got past him? I might have missed something there. Anyway, Verstappen. I'm curious to know what his tactic is here. Alright, Ben's got a penalty. Camu's gone round. I think Hepburn's just had a moment as well. Yeah, he has. He's lost out to Verstappen, so Hepburn must have had a moment on that crest. Drops down to third. Verstappen inherits P2. That gives just run another second of breathing space. Exactly what he wants. Things are starting to spread out a little bit between this group now. I think the quicker two in, Scarito and Marshall have started to... well, they've not started to break clear. They have broken clear. They've disappeared. Dan is coming up the inside. Give me a good camera, thank you. Viper, he's gone way too deep. Viper's gone massively deep. Hits those curves as well. So Zodak's going to get by as well, I think. Yeah, Zodak gets by. So Viper into P9. Curly's having a look. Trying to put him off. Thought he might have gone for the inside, but doesn't do so. Is on the hards. Scarito might catch Fake Jesus in 4 laps. Yes, possible. Scarito's on very good pace. Viper picks up 3 seconds. Okay, Viper's in. So Viper's bailed in. Wonder if he wants to get off these mediums and put on a set of hards possibly. It does seem early though. Well, unless he's got a new wing waiting. Is he having a new wing? No, not a wing, just a set of hards. So interesting call from Viper. I would have thought that's a little bit early, so they're not going to be very nice towards the end. Verstappen 1.6 clear behind just run, so he's starting to close that back down a little bit actually. Not rapidly, but it is coming down. Hepburn 1.4 back, so can't catch Verstappen. Fake Jesus 5.1 off the bike. Scarito 2.2 from Fake Jesus. So again, slowly closing his way in. Curly's just got past Zodak, I think, has it? He has, but then Zodak's come back at him. Curly will get DRS. These cameras are terrible. Can't see who's in front of who there. Curly's back in front. So DRS coming in massively from there. Everything else started to spread out. Dan Roush 5.5 seconds off Marshall, who in turn is just under 4 off the back of Scarito. Scarito's really starting to close in on Fake Jesus now. Zeb has just got past Camu because he's in the pits, but both of these guys in serious danger of getting lapped. In fact, Just Run is going to be right on Camu here, and Camu is on cold tyres. He has bailed out of the way, he's done the right thing. Needs to be wary of Verstappen and Hepburn coming up. He needs to get out of the way here. Really in the way, costing Verstappen time. Oh! Don't know whether he hit him or not there. Very close. Cameron needs to really get out of the way there. I know it's hard as a back marker, but really should have just backed off and let those guys go, because knowing how tight that section is and knowing you are on cold tyres, you're always going to be very slow. So Verstappen loses out quite a bit of time, well over half a second. Viper gets past Zodak, who's just boxed. I'm guessing for a set of hards. It is indeed a set of hards. I think Scarito's still closing in, so about 1.5 seconds. These two are on the same strategy, so this is pure pace on the line at the minute. I think everybody is on the same strategy now, apart from Dan and Curly in 7th and 8th. So we'll see where it feeds those in later. I think they've lost too much time to really bother those at the front with this alternate strategy. I think they're too far back for that, but they may possibly come into the race with the likes of maybe Marshall, possibly Scarito and Fake Jesus. I think the front three are too far gone. So that's Scarito's down to a half a second now. So I wonder if there was a mistake from Fake Jesus in that last sector that I've missed. Too busy looking at gaps. So Scarito's going to be looking to make a move on this lap potentially. Not really any other close gaps at the moment. It's all pretty well spread out. actually. It's only 3 seconds. Tyres. So Zeb's and 6 lap out softs. They're really not going to be able to go that much further before he has to pit again. So that's most definitely going to put him a lap down to most of the field. For now, anyway, until they pit. So everybody down to 8 yet to pit. No move so far from Screeter. Got within half a second, then looks as though he might be losing a bit of downforce. We've got a car around. I'm guessing that's Camo. It is Camo. He's gone round. Zeb's in again. That's the end of the second set of soft tyres. Now onto the hards. Those should get to the end from here, I would have thought. Where is he going to come out? Is it going to be in traffic? Hopefully not. It might actually be around the likes of Camu. So those two are actually going to be battling for position, battling for 11th. Which might not be what Dan and Curly want to see, or just behind him on track. So what we got? Verstappen he's holding pace for just from. It's just every time he seems to have closed in, he's hit some sort of traffic. Hepburn not dropping off massively, but doesn't quite seem to be able to match Verstappen. We've got a yellow flag for Camu, I think. Yeah, Camu's around again. Lost his wing. Safety car. Full safety car. So that is a nightmare for those on the hards. So Dan and Curly, this is way too early for them. I really don't think the mediums get to the end from here. Those on mediums will be pretty much perfect at this point. They'll be able to switch to the hard tyres, run to the end of the race from here. Having to burn my tyres, brakes are just really not working. That's not good, mate. You're still putting in a good performance though. You're running well at the minute. This is good for you. Perfect, perfect window for your tyres. I think this is good for the likes of possibly Marshall. Scarito obviously showed good pace, so he'll get to close back up to the front runners some more. This will be good for Zodak as well. Oh, has that been speed in the pit lane? His brakes again. Not good. So just run will retain his lead. Verstappen will retain P2, I'm assuming. Hepburn. Did he save his penalty there? No, didn't. Don't know why that was such a slow start. Fake Jesus. Out. Scarito's lost a place to Marshall. Curly stayed out. He's in P4. Dan has come in for mediums, I think that was. Yeah. So he may try and nurse those to the end, but I really don't think they can make it. Oh yeah. Yawning. Zeb has stayed out obviously on the hards. But has come out. He's ended up right in the middle of these front three. So hopefully stays out of the way on the restart. So Camo gets a bit of a lifeline. I mean, he is a lap down. Camo's gone for softs. I mean, in fairness, he is pretty much out of this at this point. It's a case of seeing if you can survive and hoping other people crash out to get points, seeing as you're a lap down, but softs are not going to take you anywhere near the end. Viper and Zurek right at the back. Was 1 mile per hour off Brooks, so yeah, for fuck's sake. Unlucky, mate. So I reckon 3 lap hold hard, so they should get to the end, I think. They may not be that comfortable, but they should make it. And it has brought him, well, it's saved him a lot of time. think the only real sitting duck in this is probably Curly. Obviously, tyres that are 10 laps older than everyone else's is not going to be very nice, especially trying to get them back up to temperature to start. Play a bit of a waiting game now. Went to have a drink and I've got nothing left. Refill. Camo retires in the pits. Might be able to lean a little hard on these without overheating as bad. Yeah, possibly. It should be harder wearing. Just Run's got it all to do again. Driven pretty much flawlessly so far today. Really controlled that sprint well. And then had some good pace in the feature. Didn't run off the same as before, but had good pace. Should be in this lap, I would imagine. Safety car. There it is. We are indeed. So Just Run will start to back everyone up. I'd like a front on view if it could. That would be nice. See how everyone gets on. Obviously Zeb is right in the middle of this, being a lap down. What's my take on the restart? What, my predictions you mean? I don't know. I think Just Run has got to try and disappear within a couple of laps. I think Verstappen's got the pace to run with him. I'm just hoping that Zeb doesn't get sort of caught up in anything here. Really just needs to just bail out of the way on this start finish and let everyone go. Otherwise it could be chaos. So Just Run has gone out of the last turn. Looks as though he's got a bit of a gap. Nothing huge, but does make himself safe. Looks as though Zeb is staying out of the way, I think. I'll have a quick look. Kind of, not really. Oh, throwing it down the inside of Fake Jesus. So it does now drop to the bike. Thankfully didn't hit anyone, but the front three have disappeared already. Curly is 2 seconds back on Hepburn at the end of the first sector. So let's see what these front three can do now. Obviously Hepburn carrying quite a bit of time in penalties, but may get a chance to remove those later if there is a safety car, or at least get rid of 5. Very curious to see how Verstappen gets on against Just Run now that they're back together. No bite markers involved. Obviously I know how quick Just Run can be. He's not been with us that long, but he's put in some really good races. Dan Roush, oh, we've got a big old group back here. Dan Roush having a look at Scarito, is he? Obviously on the better tyres at the moment. Has to brake a little bit earlier, nearly hits the back of Marshall. Costs him the run. Viper and Zodek. Zodek around the outside. Gets it done, I think. We've got Fake Jesus and Curly together. Fake Jesus around the outside. Gets that done. Zodek and Viper still going at it. Viper's off on the inside. Dan's off on the outside. Zodak's in the middle. He's a sandwich. Zeb's still there. Front three still grouped together. While Verstappen puts in the fastest lap of the race. 1:38.9. Marshall's got past Curly. Curly at a moment there on the exit. No DRS yet. Scarito's looking at the inside as well. He'll want to go with Marshall. These two have been very similarly matched on pace. Scarito does get through, so Marshall and Scarito in 5th and 6th, I'm expecting to start a bit of a charge now. I mean, obviously I know the front three are very quick, but these two were right up there on pace in qualifying. If they can get past Fake Jesus, can they start to bridge that gap a little bit? I think it might be a little bit too big personally, but I would like to see what they can do. Curly will be wanting to hang on to the back of this, try and stick with Scarito possibly until DRS comes into play. Zodak was really quick in the wet. With the inter tyres in the sprint was looking incredibly quick, but just doesn't seem to have had it quite as much in this feature race. Marshall gets past Fake Jesus down the back straight. That moves him up into P4. He'll want to try and escape now before Scarito finds a way through. But Fake Jesus is still right there, looking to try and come back, looking for a cutback. It's a nice idea. Can't get the drive though. I think he's going to struggle now. Yeah, it's so difficult to try and make a move on those on the right-handers. The car just washes out from the dirty air, I think. Just Run now puts in the fastest lap. Verstappen's still right there though. 7/10ths in it. Hepburn only another half a second back from those. Gap to Marshall just under 6 seconds, so we'll keep an eye on that. 5.9 at the moment. Dan Roush and Curly going at it. Dan goes up the inside. He's got the better tyres. He's going to get that done. Yep. Dan moves up into P7. Obviously, he's got to get these moves done. I think he is going to have to pit again, personally. I think the mediums will probably puncture before the end. Curly just needs to remain patient. He should get that back later on. Fake Jesus now 8/10 off the back of Marshall. Verstappen's gone to 9 to right on the cusp of DRS. Just Run trying to brake, I think. Oh, we've got a car round. I think it's Curly. Yeah, Curly's round. Oh, wow. That was almost disastrous. I think full safety car again. So both Williams causing a safety car each. Curly very lucky not to get collected by Viper and Zeb there. So Just Run, tried his best to run. Couldn't quite break a second, and now we'll have to do it all over again. Is anybody going to... Oh, there'll be no second set of mediums, will there? Because it's a sprint race. So nobody's going to have a second set of mediums. Because they obviously, even if you don't use them in the sprint, they don't carry over, I don't believe. So I can't see anybody pitting, apart from maybe Dan. Or can he? No, he can't either. Because he won't have another set of tyres. Ah, yeah. This is really bad for Dan. So he hasn't got another set of mediums. I don't think he'll have another set of hards either. So his only options are softs, which again, from here, won't get to the end. So he's going to have to get maybe another 5 or 6 laps before he can think about putting the softs on. Dan Roush really needs a late safety car in this. Viper pits for a new wing, has to put on softs, which again aren't going to make it to the end. May see him pit again next lap. Curly obviously in for his wing, puts on mediums, I think. I think they're brand new. I'm pretty sure they are brand new, so Curly puts on his new mediums now. Will drop to 10th, but should in theory be on the best strategy now and the best tyres to the end, so they should make it. I mean, how old are Dan's tyres now? Dan's tyres are already 5 laps old. So they're going to be what? They're going to be 17 lap old mediums by the end. They surely can't make it that far. I think Curly's round again. Curly's lost it through the S's. I wonder if he picked up rear wing damage. I saw that he'd been in the wall backwards. Didn't see how hard he'd hit it though. I wonder if he's picked up rear wing damage. If he has, that's going to be a nightmare. Rear wing damage does make it nigh on impossible, especially at a track like this with Sector 1 as it is. So many fast downforce reliant corners. Don't think it's going to come in this lap. I think Viper's too far back. Curly's miles back, so I would imagine. Oh wait, it's the first lap anyway, so it will be in next lap. So we'll go one more lap. Still waiting. I'm going to keep an eye on Curly. Oh, he's round again. Yeah, I'm guessing rear wing damage in that. To be on brand new mediums, it's gone round twice in lap. I think that may be that. And we could see Curly retire his car. Understandable if it is rear wing damage. It does make it incredibly difficult to drive. And potentially, you know, cause issues for the drivers. Curly does retire it. Be curious to see if he did have rear wing damage. If he is in the stream. Or wants to come into the stream and let me know. So we lose Curly. We're now down to the final 10. So everybody from here on in, if you do finish, you will be getting points. Rear wing damage. I was correct. I thought you must have rear wing damage to be on brand new tyres and lose it twice. Would have been interested to see what I could have done, but see if I can hold this third. Yeah, see what you can do, Hepburn. Peter. Yeah, I know how difficult it is to drive with rear wing damage, mate. It's literally nigh on impossible, especially around here. So many quick corners. It's like driving on ice. So it should be in this lap, I imagine. Let's see if Just Run can try and escape again. Managed to do a decent restart last time, see if he can repeat it. Safety car is in. It takes it ages to break away considering how slow this last sector is. Bit of a wiggle. So Just Run backs him up, heading towards the last turn. When's he going to launch it? Launches into the last corner by the looks of things. Yep, does indeed. Verstappen stays close this time, so about 6 tenths. The gap, a couple of tenths closer. Zeb now moves up into P10, but I'm not sure if Zeb's actually still here, or whether it's actually AI. It looks as though it might be AI, to be honest. If it is, if that's the case, we won't be getting points anyway. So Just Run, really trying to break clear. Around 7 tenths clear, but I think it's just had a bad run through the back end of the S's. Cost him a bit of time. Fake Jesus right on the back of Marshall. Marshall's now got a real chance of getting back into this. Showed good pace in qualifying. No, he got an excellent. Alright, okay. So if he's been AI for most of the race, he won't get points for it anyway. So we'll only have points down to 9th. Fake Jesus right on the back of Marshall though. Showing good pace on this restart. Is he going to look for a move? I'm going to have to switch this camera because it doesn't show you anything. No, not going to be close enough. So they stay as they are. Hepburn staying right with Verstappen. Verstappen looks as though he's struggling to stay with Just Run this time. I wonder if warm-up's a bit of an issue. Didn't get enough temp in. Got Scarito right there as well. Dan Roush in 7th. Zodak's still struggling. 1.6 off the back of Dan. Not feeling happy in the dry around here. Viper sat in 9th. Right with Zodak. Obviously carrying 3 seconds, so we'll have to suffer the consequences of that once across the line. Marshall right with Hepburn. Verstappen teetering on the edge of DRS. Hepburn's actually dropped out of DRS. Marshall's going to try and get a move done. He's round. I thought I'd seen a wiggle. So Marshall loses it on the exit of 1. It's going to drop him right down into 9th. We'll get passed by Zeb, but he's obviously a lap down. Nightmare for Marshall. Had such strong qualifying performances, but just hasn't seemed to get it together all in one race. He showed really good flashes, but it's been in between incidents, unfortunately. So Verstappen now back a bit more comfortably within that second, actually. closed up a bit. Burns dropping back. Seems to be struggling on this restart. Fake Jesus closing in a little bit. Everyone else behind starting to spread out a touch. So I think the front two is where we're going to be at for now. See what Verstappen can do. Whether he can stay with Just Run. Right on the edge of 1 second. It's very close. I think Verstappen might have just dropped out of DRS, has he? No, he's just back in. Yeah, Just Run, burning energy, trying to break clear. They're actually very similar on battery levels. They're all very well matched on pace, these two. I think Just Run seems to have the edge today. I mean, when we raced Yas Marina, Verstappen came from a long way back and did seem to have really good pace at the end. So once this car lightens up, we may see him come to life again. He is going to remain within DRS for now. Seems to be a lot quicker through Sector 1. That seems to be where Verstappen gains and then Just Run gains towards the end of the lap. Scarito's just about within a second of Fake Jesus. Everybody else is not going to get the benefit of DRS. So we'll see that flap open. There we go, on the back of that Alfa Romeo. Should close him back in a little bit again. Does indeed. Gap closes to about 7/10 before they hit the brakes. See if Verstappen can stay with him through Sector 3. Has lost some time on the braking though. Just doesn't seem as confident through Sector 3. Scarito's close right up to the back of Fake Jesus. Ooh, a little bit wide. Does just about get away with it. Any wider and he would have been dragged off by the dirty tarmac out there then. Verstappen will get DRS for the run up the main straight within a second for the detection zone. So I'll be curious to see how much Just Run's trying to run now. Just Run trying to run, yeah, play on blades. He has been using a little bit more battery. I think he's desperately trying to break that 1 second. Obviously it is free time being within DRS. Much quicker through Sector 1. Through Sector 1, through Turn 1, sorry. But I'm going to ride on board with Verstappen because it does seem to be quicker through Sector 1, through these S's. And again, yeah, Just Run really struggles through those. See how wide he went through that final right-hander. Costs him a couple of tenths every time around, and it's right where he doesn't want to because it's just before the detection. As we run down this hill, the detection for the main DRS straight comes here. And that's really where you want to be the furthest away. Marshall just got past Viper at the end of the S's. So he moves himself up into P8. Scarito now right on the gearbox of Fake Jesus. I think he may look to make a move this time around. Depends how much closing speed he's got, but no energy being used, so maybe not in that much of a rush. I thought he may be in a rush to get this done to try and close that burn down. Maybe thinks that isn't his battle, he doesn't have the pace and he's just going to try and fight for fourth. Dan Roush is still very much there. I would imagine any time soon he's going to start feeling the effects of tyre wear on those mediums. I mean, obviously the extra safety car period will have saved him somewhere. Verstappen now over a second, so I don't think he's going to get it this time around. It's maybe the point where Just Run starts to brake. We'll see if that wing opens. No DRS this time, so Verstappen's got to do it all in this first sector. Try and get himself back in. Or Just Run could be about to check out. Scarito's still very much there. Dan Roush is still there as well. So we've got a three-way battle going on for fourth. Everything else is spread out behind. So 7th, 8th, 9th, and obviously 10th a long way back over a lap down. Oh, Dan looking a bit wide through there. I think that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Medium's bringing back into it. Verstappen is back within that second though. We'll get DRS again down the main straight. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse game this. Just Run definitely got less battery though. So he has eventually I mean, he is trying his best to break him, but at some point he's going to run out of that battery to rely on. And I think that's when we're going to see Verstappen start to attack him a little bit more. Got it to within half a second at the end of that straight for a moment. Scrito's still right there, but still not close enough to make a move. Does Hepburn have a 3 or an 8? I think Hepburn currently sits on 8 seconds. Yeah, Hepburn sat on 8 seconds. He picked up a 3-second time penalty for warnings, and then he got 5 for speeding in the pit lane. So currently sat on 8 at the moment. Could stand to cost him quite a few places by the end. Scrito's still very much there. Verstappen with the fastest lap of the race, 1:38.5. So really starting to push on now. Scrito's going to look for a move. You can see how much he's looking for that slipstream. Fake Jesus goes defensive. May look for a cutback. Yeah, Jesus goes a little bit deep. Scrito gets a good exit. It's a lovely move. Really nice cutback. Gives him the better line down into turn 2, which turns into 3. So Scrito gets it done. We'll see now whether he can pull a little bit of a gap to survive DRS. Not managed to pull much of a gap, so Fake Jesus may well come straight back at him here down this straight. A little bit deep, maybe able to square it up better though. I think we could see Fake Jesus come back. He's trying, he's deploying his battery, he's got DRS. Scrito's deploying in defence. I think he's going to be safe, he's far enough away, but he is pretty much out of battery charge now. So he needs to try and break through this last sector. Marshall has just got past Zodak. Zodak's dropped off a lot. Is he actually still in the race? Because he doesn't look... Oh no, no. Goes back up the inside. So I must still be there. I thought he was AI for a second. Verstappen still very much there. Been dropped off. Struggling for a bit of pace. Scrito with the fastest lap now. So pushing on that lap gets himself the bonus point for now, unless somebody can take it away from him. Fake Jesus is still within DRS though. Dan again is still there. He's hanging on those mediums. I really thought that he'd been dying by this point, but he's making a good job of him. I think if we see him drop out of DRS, we'll start to see Marshall closing pretty rapidly on those hards, especially now he's got clean air. Verstappen's right there. What we're looking like energy level-wise, let's get telemetry up I think at this point. So just run sat on 20, yeah, Verstappen's got like 30% more than him. So if he just bides his time, Just Run's going to be very vulnerable come the end of this race. I think I'll just leave telemetry up for now. Once it gets to sort of tactical battling like this, it's nice to be able to see what everybody's got. Fake Jesus is still there, but he's too far back at the moment. He's not going to be able to get a move done. Dan has dropped out of DRS though. That could be a key point in the battle for 6th. I think these final 2 laps he's going to be really struggling for tyre grip. See what Marsh can do. If he can start to close in or not. I mean, Dan has driven really well, to be fair to him. He's done a really good job on those mediums. Hepburn in no man's land just needs to do what he can never do and just exist. We've got Dan's gone round. Oh, he's... Oh, I've cursed him. He's going to have to wait now. Yep. Puts Zodak off a bit. I think Zodak thought he were going to come back on, but he didn't. Hepburn's in. What is Hepburn in for? Oh, Hepburn's gone for softs. I'm guessing he knew he was going to drop down anyway because of his 5-second penalty, so he's just going to bite the bullet and try and get a fastest lap point. Staying out of the way. Fair enough, mate. So Hepburn boxes just to get out of the way. So Scrito takes P3. This now becomes a battle for the final podium place between Fake Jesus and Scrito. Marshall's moved up into 5th. Don't really think he can get any more out of this now. He's way too far back. So we've now got a battle for 1st and a battle for 3rd going on. Just run. Now down below 20%. Down the straight. Verstappen still sat above 50. Looked very slow out of there though. Almost looked like his car didn't want to go then for a minute, and it's cost him like nearly half a second. That was very strange. So Verstappen may well drop out of DRS here for the start finish. Yeah, no, he's just within it. So he will still get it, but didn't look very strange. It looked like his car just got stuck in time. Fake Jesus has now dropped out of DRS Escrito. We've got a car round. I think that's Hepburn. Hepburn's gone round, and Zeb as well. I wonder if them two have come together. Still watching this battle for the lead. 3/4 of a second in it. Oh, we've got another yellow flag. Is that Marshall again? It is. Marshall loses out to Zodak. All that work he did. Dan's gone round as well. So Dan drops down into 9th. Loses out to Hepburn. Got all sorts of drama going on right at the end here. So Marshall loses a place and all that, and I'm pretty sure he's way, unless Zodak makes a mistake, he's way too far back to get that back. So 6th is what he's looking at. So now we're literally just on for a battle for the lead. Verstappen is pushing now. He's decided now is the time. Goes outside. Can't see anything. Terrible camera. Not going to happen around the outside on this occasion. They're now pretty level on battery. Might have mistimed his use of his battery. Obviously he's used all that advantage he has now, so it's going to come down to pace rather than tactical advantage. He's still there. It's not over yet. I don't know what the penalty situation is. How close either I missed to a penalty actually. I don't really want to look at race direct because every time I do my game gets stuck on it. Because it's a well-made game with no issues whatsoever. Still, we're looking about 9/10, so Verstappen needs a good first sector here. Needs to get back in this DRS and start closing up for this last lap. Really, he's only going to get maybe 2 more runs at it, depending on how close he is. But that half of an attack, it seems to have knocked his rhythm a little bit. Dan Roush picks up a penalty now. Verstappen is burning, trying to close that gap down. Not going to be close enough. Just Run goes very defensive though. Verstappen's still right there. So Just Run on compromise line. It's going to try and go around the outside. That's going to be a brave move. Not going to be an easy one either, and it doesn't pay off. Well, Verstappen really putting pressure on Just Run now. Coming to the end of this penultimate lap. I will keep an eye on anything else if there's anything else to watch, but to be honest at this point there isn't really. Oh, Verstappen's gone really offline there, he's gone wide. That could be the difference. He really needed to be with him starting this last lap. Now Just Run's again got about a 7/10 advantage and a little bit more battery in hand as well. So Verstappen's really got to be close to him. Coming up to the DRS on the back straight this time. He's got to have an amazing first sector. Otherwise I think this opportunity may be gone. It's neat, it's tidy. He has made some time, but I'm not sure it's enough. It's a little bit deep into there as well, so it's going to cost him about an exit. Yeah, it's back up to around 7/10. I think Just Run has just about got enough of an advantage here. Coming onto the straight. And he's obviously got battery to deploy as well. I think he will hang on barring any mistakes. Fake Jesus has managed to get back in DRS of Scarito actually. again, I think he's too far back. Gap at the front now, 8/10. Fake Jesus, yeah, too far back. So it's going to take a mistake from either Just Run or Scarito for either of these to change. Fake Jesus right there. He's very close actually, but can't get it done. Just Run and Verstappen coming through the final two corners. Been a very good race between these two. They've been very closely matched on pace. But Just Run, I think, will hang on. Verstappen's wide out last corner. Just Run hangs on to take the win. Really good drive from him. Brilliant drive from Verstappen as well. Good battle for the lead. Scarito comes home to take P3. He'll be pleased with that, all things considered. Fake Jesus takes P4. Another good drive. Top four have driven really well tonight. Zodak will come around in P5. Just never really had the pace in the drive, but to be fair, yeah, that's a good haul of points as well, considering how he struggled. Marshall does come on in P6. Again, showed really good pace, but just can't get it together in the races at the minute. Hepburn in P7. Viper will come round in P8. Viper takes P8. Dan Roush will come round nice and slowly in P9. Zeb has already finished P10, but I think was in AI, so won't get the points if he was. Dan Roush comes across, takes P9. That will close us out at COTA for this season. I'll take that absolute gift for P5 with a wet setup on. Ah, that's why you were so slow. I couldn't work out why you're so slow, but it's because you got so much downforce on. Yeah, I don't think you've done bad at Ben, to be fair, considering your issues. I think that's a good result from you. So we'll wait for the standings to come up after the little podium celebration, when it eventually lets me see it. There we go. Thank you. Get rid of that. I was frustrated from the sprint. It cost me in the main. So yeah, same as usual, Marshall. Your pace is there, like really, really strong. It's just getting that consistency there. But to be fair, you go through these phases. I mean, the amount of race and stuff I've done, I've gone through phases where I've had bad results for months, and then all of a sudden it just clicks. And there's not really much you can do about it. You just have to persist and just try and be patient. So basically, we'll have a quick look at the feature results. So Just Run does take the win. Full points all, barring the fastest lap for him this weekend. Verstappen takes second, Scarito third, Fake Jesus fourth, Zodak fifth, Marshall sixth, Hepburn seventh with the fastest lap, Viper in eighth, Dan Roush in ninth, Zeb in 10th, but I need to find out whether he's in AI at the end or not. Curley and Camus, both Williams guys, unfortunately DNFing. The results for the weekend: 33 points for Just Run, 24 for Verstappen, Fake Jesus with 16, Scarito also with 16, Hepburn will take 14, Zodak with 10, Marshall with 8, Viper with 6, Curley with 5, Dan Roush also with 5, Zeb with 1, and Camus with no points, unfortunately, this weekend. So that will draw a close to the USA for us this season. Not the biggest turnout, and some questionable incidents in there from what I could see. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a couple of incident reports to go in, which I will get to see if I can be bothered. But yeah, saw some good battles in there overall. I think Just Run on Verstappen were very closely matched to all of that. Scarito and Fake Jesus as well, very close battle for third. Some other guys, obviously Hepburn, Marshall, Zodak in the wet looks very strong, but unfortunately just couldn't, for one reason or another, couldn't get the big points out of it today. But it is what it is. Sometimes you have those races, but as long as you're still scoring, that could well make the difference come the end of the season. Zeb was in AI the whole main race, right? So, well, he won't get points then. If that's the case, he won't get his points. So, Yeah, pretty good racing, I guess. It'd be nice if there were more people in. I mean, to only have 10 by the end of it's always a little bit disheartening, a bit disappointing. Like, obviously, I know there's should be 20 of us here, but it is what it is, week to week. I mean, last week we had a really good turnout, so we're not going to get it every week. I'll have a quick look where. Oh, I know where we are. I'm going to say look where we are the week after, but it's Monaco because everybody hates Monaco, so I always know when it is. I'm really hoping we don't get a bad turnout for Monaco. I know people don't like racing it, but it always frustrates when people are like, oh, it's Monaco, I'm not going to race it. It's still part of the season. Like, just do it. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I find it very frustrating sometimes when people choose to just ignore the tracks that they don't like. Like, it feels a little bit cheap and a bit crap towards the league and everyone else you're racing with. But anyway, hopefully we'll not have that. Hopefully we have a decent turnout. Hopefully it'll be decent to commentate on as well. I know it's not really much of a passing track, but generally you seem to have some close battles, people putting each other under pressure. Yeah, I don't think I've got much else to say. Obviously F2 to come tomorrow. There may be a reserve spot or two free if anybody's interested in giving it a go. If you're free or whatever, it does run at 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. One shot quali, 100% sprint, 100% feature, so a bit different to what we do here, but to be honest, it doesn't really run for any longer than these do. It just gives more racing time as opposed to more quali time. Then we will have Monday is Hobo doing GP1 for Rapid Pixel Racing, which some of you obviously will be aware of. Then Hobo does this FIFA stuff Tuesday, Wednesday. Friday comes back around to this again. As usual, I will be back streaming in 40-ish minutes, around 10:30. I will be racing in RPR GP2 if anybody's interested in that, if anybody's free. If you're not, fair enough. Not much else I can say to you. I will appreciate it if you watch. If you don't, that's fine. Yeah, not much else to say really. Another decent race from everyone. Thanks for everyone taking part as usual. And otherwise, I hope you all have a good weekend, and I will catch you in a week's time. Catch you all later.